Hello everybody, it's the Historical Gamer once again, and today we're returning to Unity of Command 2 Blitzkrieg, a new DLC pack out for Unity of Command 2 that allows you to play a campaign on the side of the Germans during the early war years, starting with the invasion of Poland, moving through Norway, the Low Countries, hypothetical invasion of Switzerland, and also the current invasion of France, where we are currently fighting the battle for Dunkirk. We have successfully taken 3 of our 4 objectives. We have the 4th and final one at Lille surrounded. We are expanding our bridgehead near Amiens in the south, and we are pressing in on the British in and around Dunkirk. The only real question here at this point in the game is whether we will force enough enemy troops to surrender in order to gain the prevent mass evacuation occurring. So essentially, can we force enough people to surrender to do better than historical? And also whether we are able to actually take Dunkirk itself in time. So those are the 2 secondary objectives we still have to do, as well as finishing up and mopping up that final primary objective. This is the 2nd episode in our look at the Battle of Dunkirk. This is episode number 16 in our overall Unity of Command 2 Blitzkrieg Let's Play series. And this was taken from a live stream on my Twitch channel from a couple of days ago. If you're interested in joining those channels, I typically stream around 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, and you can find a link to the channel in my description. Need to do a better job of scheduling which day of the week we're going to stream, but trying to work on that. There's also a link in the description to my Discord channel, and that's enough about that. Let's go ahead and jump back into the stream and see how the Battle of Dunkirk plays out. I can take casualties with regular infantry units that aren't experienced. I'm fine with that. And also let us widen our cordon east of Amiens. So Amiens is pretty damn secure at this point. I also got 1 more prisoner. I'm killing a lot more than I'm taking prisoners at this point. You know, I wonder if to actually win the prisoner thing, you have to be able to swoop in and to take a lot of those Dutch units that dissolve. Because I don't think there's 70 unit steps left in the Dunkirk pocket. Or 39, or whatever's we've got to get. Maybe there is just barely, but when you consider the casualties we're going to inflict, probably not. The enemy gets 2 French reinforcements next turn, as well as a new French headquarter unit. Alright. Move forward to turn number 4. Amin gave your main share of prisoners? Really? Interesting. Well, there goes another mechanized division. God, they're inflicting a lot of casualties. Again, I don't mind the casualties to the infantry. The casualties to the mechanized units is a little bit harder to swallow. Alright, so they pulled... I don't know why the game lets you pull your supply depot out of a surrounded hex. That seems a little bit suspect. Alright, we lost 2 more units. 1 of them are mechanized. Set piece. I didn't get a breach? Really? Alright, well, maybe we can feint him to death. Oh, no, I clicked feint! Oh... Fuck those guys, right? Surrender, you assholes! See, we wiped them out. We didn't take any damn prisoners. Alright, the BEF headquarters is disbanded. Suppose one thing we could guarantee to get 5 prisoners is just wait for this unit to go away when its supply dries up next turn, so we could do that. We got 3 more turns of gunfire support. We took the prisoners. Or some prisoners. Give me your damn logistics. Okay. I don't have any artillery on these units to hit them with, but I can feint. So that feint does 2 suppression. Alright, I'll go 1-to-1. God, we just KIA everything. Alright, so we took one of their depots. They've got one more. That British armor, I'm sure, will counterattack. Alright, so we need 35 more prisoners, huh? Do I get surrenders from surrounds? Only if they actually surrender. So essentially, if you see like a circle with a hollowed out circle without a unit, those are disorganized units. Like right here, there's 2 enemy here, and those will, if I move a unit into their hex, they will surrender. The problem is, what's happening so far mostly is that the enemy's kind of fighting to the death, and they're not surrendering, which kind of sucks. For me, anyway. Alright, do we need to move these headquarter units? Not Army Group A. Panzer Group Kleist does need to move. Nope, don't do that. How about you move here? What if you move here? No. Alright, we're not going to be able to get the whole thing in supply. Or in reach. So, I guess we'll do this. That'll give us the most. Panzer Corps 2 or Unity of Command? That's a good question. I think a lot of it really comes down to personal preference. They're both good games. They're very different games, but they're both very good games as well. Stukames, thanks for the follow. Alright, so let's do this. What's our supply gonna look like? Okay, pretty good all around the board. So I think that's good for supply. I do have one more bombardment with air I can do. So let's hit this armor. And it'll do nothing! We bombed them and it did nothing. Beautiful. Alright, let's just wait another turn, right? We took Lille, we got all the objectives early. Now we basically just have to finish the enemy off, take Dunkirk by turn 8, and take 70 prisoners. Alright, so enemy counterattacks still occurring in the south. Still inflicting very heavy casualties, overrunning another unit there. Like, the Strategic Mind series is okay. I don't like the way their textures look. I think what it really kind of, they blend in too much. One thing they do have going for them is they have absolutely hilarious voice acting. I know it's not intended to be hilarious, but it is. All right, let's bomb this armor down. And it did nothing. I'm mainly just trying to prevent this armor from counterattacking, because I've got these enemy units surrounded, so that's going to be some free prisoners if I can hold the line. I'm hoping everything in the south will be out of supply now that I just did that. We'll see. If we just completely eliminated all the enemy supply in the south, then that was great. And then we may get to our prisoner totals, because I can just wait. 3 turns would be 6, 7, 8. We'd have to swoop all the prisoners up in the last turn. I think they would be done by then. They'd be out of supply 1, 6, 2, 7, 3, 8. And on turn 8, we would still get to move. So I think that would work. Okay. Meanwhile, how many casualties do we want to take? All right. I don't want to attack these guys. I think their unit will dissolve next turn, and then we can just swoop in and take those prisoners. Let's pull this mechanized unit back, move my arm. Not exactly what I wanted there. I didn't want a KIA. I wanted a breach, which I just got there. 3 KIA. See, they're all fighting to the fucking death. Why can't I use, like, these guys should be in range of my Panzergroup Kleist. Oh, I don't have any command points? Huh. Alright, so that unit's not going to retreat. Which means we basically have to destroy it. KIA. Oh, man. Prisoners do not exist. They only fight to the death. Man, that's nuts. Someone would surrender. Lord knows I would. Just saying. The historical gamer is not the historical hero. Alright, we're adjacent to Dunkirk. But the units there have artillery and engineers. They're gonna be tricky. Meanwhile, in the south, I think we're gonna wait one turn and see how things shape out. 76 Freedom Fan, thank you very much for the follow. Appreciate. Dat Boy Beast, thank you very much for the follow. All right, so let's go ahead and end the turn, see what comes up this next turn. I mean, we've already won the battle. It's just a matter of whether we get some additional secondary objectives and how many casualties we take. All right, so all of the French troops in the south are now out of supply. So, that's good. We lost one more unit there in the south. Swing these guys over. And, oh, not all the French units are out of supply. Just the frontline units, huh? Some of the French units in the south are out of supply, then, I guess. The British units here are not. They're a threat. But I can't do anything versus this unit. This British armored unit. Take the BEF headquarter there. Can I bomb them? Air power is jack shit. Come on, guys. We'll try and wait some of the units out. Okay. See, again, the unit dies. We can't ever take him prisoner. Pull these guys back, move our artillery forward. We're now in naval gunfire support range, although I believe that goes away this turn. So let's make sure our headquarters units are close enough to the front so that I can use my points for the different commands. Headquarters B, they're in range. Same for headquarters A. These guys. Oh shit, no, undo that. They're gonna have artillery tomorrow. These guys have artillery. So these commands, they have no more command points? At least Army Group B does. Hopefully they get more tomorrow. I don't like that these rear units don't have supply. They could shuffle these units around and then we wouldn't get the prisoners. I just have to take this hex though, and I'm going to have 2 attacks to do it. I want to wait for the naval gunfire support to be gone though. Yeah, I need some napalm. That would be great. Alright, so the enemy didn't attack at all, which is good for us that turn. Meanwhile, you can see these guys, this unit attrited away to nothing, so we can swoop in there and take a few prisoners. The enemy naval gunfire support is gone. We set piece attacked Dunkirk and breached them. That was a mistake. I shouldn't have done it in that order. We'll attack those guys. They get a no retreat. Swing these guys over here. 3 KIA. So we'll move them here. Take a few prisoners. Put these guys in. Alright, so the goal next turn is just going to be to batter Dunkirk down with artillery and set piece attacks and the like. Meanwhile, in the south, these guys are all out of supply for 2 turns. They'll be gone on the next one. Some of my own units are low on supply, though. Do I have any more depots I can shuffle around? Get rid of that. Don't want to touch that. Do I have any cards with depots? No. Okay. So the British armor could attack and do some damage on our units here. Meanwhile, I guess we'll bomb it. There we go. We finally got some casualties on it. So now I'll attack it. And destroy it. We overrun. That should give us supply back for most of these units. So turn 8, these guys should all be completely out of supply. They won't actually be disbanded, but they'll be out of supply, so I can probably attack them much more effectively. Maybe take some prisoners. We'll see. We'll definitely get these 8 or so prisoners up here. But I don't think we're going to get the 31 more that we need. Okay. So Dunkirk is almost over here. Corner and overrun, so we get to attack multiple times. They're all KIA. That's absurd. We do get a couple of prisoners in the south there. Okay. Just they like to die, apparently. They have no supplies, but they sure want to keep fighting. Didn't even get as big of a clump of prisoners here because they didn't all disband. We're up to 47, so we would need 23 more steps of prisoners. We're not going to get it. Maybe I can swing my armor down here? Okay, we get the overrun. 3 more prisoners there. Okay. These guys need to get on the rail line. They should have supply then, right? Yeah. Okay. So 20 more prisoners? Ain't gonna happen. I guess we'll just have to try and take Dunkirk. Alright, so Dunkirk is breached. Support damage there. Alright, so we at least took the Dunkirk objective, which was our last secondary that we can realistically get to. Yeah, we need 20 more prisoners and everybody's just dying. I can't believe that. Like, that's a little bit frustrating. It's like, oh, we're cornered, so we'll just die. Okay, because that's how soldiers generally respond. In any event, we didn't prevent mass evacuation, at least not enough. The funny thing is a huge percentage of our troops occurred in the south. That's where the mass evacuation, or the troops that we captured occurred there. It's like, well, that doesn't really matter. All right, I can't do anything else, so we'll end the turn. So, a pretty successful battle. We get all the majors ahead of time, so we get a medal, evacuation assistance. We also get a gold star because primaries were taken on time. I'm not sure why we get evacuation assistance medal. I would think that would go to the Allies since we failed on that. But we did do Belgian capitulation in time and Dunkirk in time. So maybe that's where we get the medal for. 41 enemy units KIA, 50 prisoners, 66 German casualties actually, 35 of them armored, 59 infantry, 7 prestige units that had been purchased. That's a whopping 24% of our armor as casualties, 18% of our entire units, 211 score, and that's our victory. So, there you go. That's the end of this particular campaign. We've got 205 prestige to carry forward to the next one, which isn't really a lot. Pull back to the strategic map. I guess we just move forward to the next conference. Our score's up to 1,800. We get our Fallschirmjägers and our Saboteurs back. Meanwhile, we can spend prestige to get the Deutschland for naval bombardment, which will be 45. I'll do that. We'll also spend 75 prestige to get Ju-87 prestige bombings, and we'll get an Opel Blitz transport. So that leaves us with just 105 or 110 prestige left, as we're going to 110 as we're looking to upgrade our units for the final push into France, upgrade our headquarters units. Not sure I really know what to spend that on. No reason to spend it on OKH. That's for Scandinavia. I mean, we could go with longer range logistics. Trying to see here. We can't get to pontoons for Army Group B. That's way too far out. Army Group A also won't get to pontoons. That sucks. Pontoon bridges, I've come to the opinion that they're actually pretty nice. But that's really the only thing I'd say we need. Maybe increase the range, the movement upgrades. Oh, the HQ range is fixed at 5. MPPs. So if I do this, I can get to Pontoon Bridge for Army Group A, but we're going to be carrying next to no prestige into our next battle. Or we're probably going to want that at the beginning of the battle, but I guess we'll see. Oh, we have 2 options now. So I can't do it anymore because I don't have the prestige to spend. But there's an option to subjugate Switzerland or to follow the historical track. Fuck. Let's do that. Let's undo all those purchases. Yeah, I'll do that. I'm not going to spend the second set of prestige. So essentially the historical track or subdue Switzerland. The historical track just keeps us on the invasion south into France. The subjugate Switzerland adds another mission here to invade Switzerland as well, which sounds fun. I don't know how that changes the overall campaign, but let's go get the Swiss. Well, why would it be substantially more difficult? Like, I would think the first 2 missions would be the same, wouldn't they? Before we do this, can I save? Reset, started conference. Options? Whatever, let's do it. Sounds like an opportunity for Germany to have its own winter war catastrophe. Yeah, why not, you know? So we have elected to go with subjugate Switzerland. And a conference. Okay, so we've got 3 missions in this campaign. The first 2, Vollroth West, then Vollroth East, and then Tannenbaum, the invasion of Switzerland in August of 1940. So, Vollroth West, with the pocket near Dunkirk dealt with, the Wehrmacht pivots southward toward Paris and the French Atlantic ports, which are crucially needed for Germany's U-boat operations. The French army, while severely weakened and lacking reserves, is by no means a beaten force. That will occur on June 5th, 1940. Simultaneously, Vollroth East, the astonishing success of Panzergruppe Kleist in May forever changed warfare and established the supremacy of fully motorized armies. Utilizing the experience, the Wehrmacht continues to keep its panzer divisions concentrated in specialized commands. Panzergruppen Guderian is tasked with driving deep into the interior of France and surrounding the Maginot Line and seizing enough territory to force France to capitulate. So Army Group A will participate in Fall Route East. Army Group B and Panzer Group Kleist, which is weird because it gave us that whole write-up for Fall Road East, will participate in Fall Road West. Both of them are 12-turn scenarios. Hopefully we get a little bit of Blitzkrieg and maneuver opportunities. And then later, Army Group A will take part in Operation Tannenbaum for the drive into Switzerland. All right, everybody, that's going to do it for this episode of Unity of Command 2 Blitzkrieg, the new DLC pack out for Unity of Command 2. In today's episode, we finished up the Battle of Dunkirk, got ourselves a little gold star, got ourselves a little medal. We did really well, I think. We did lose a lot of casualties. That's the one thing I've been doing a really poor job of in this campaign is managing casualties. I'm just taking them. I'm getting money out of my nickname, the Butcher. But we'll see how things play out next time. In our next episode, we'll be looking at the invasion of sort of Western France and the Channel ports. We will be fighting to take the city of Paris and deal a crippling blow to the French administration. But that will be for next time. Until next time, this is the Historical Gamer saying once again, thank you very much for watching. And until next time, as always, I'm out.